Hi everybody, welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. And today's little sin is lying. Now lying is a big sin, but there's also little things about it, and I'll get into what those things are. The definition of a lie is an intentionally false statement, or as I say, any word or act intended to make someone think something that isn't true. Now that about covers it, and I'm going to get into some examples of what I mean by lies. Well, first of all, of course, boldly stating something that isn't true. Telling only part of the story to make a person or situation look better or worse than it really is. Now, salesmen and politicians are really good at that, and we almost expect that of them, unfortunately. But we all can be very good at that as well. Staying silent, knowing the truth, and not expressing the truth. Usually this is caused because somebody doesn't want to be seen as a snitch or a stoolie, whatever the term may be. But instead of telling the truth, we decide we'll just say nothing at all. Truth stretching or exaggeration. It kind of goes along with making something look a little better than it is or a little worse than it is. But you understand what I mean when I say stretching or exaggeration. A misuse of Scripture. Whenever you misuse Scripture to fit your ideology, or you take verses out of context, or you make a verse mean what it does not mean at all, you are lying. And of course, hidden things or secrets, things that you don't want anyone else to know about, you keep it tucked away. You don't say something. Whatever you're hiding, your little itty-bitty things that if no one knows, it won't hurt them. Well, those are all lies. Now, why do I consider lying a little sin? Well, first of all, we don't realize just how much we lie without thought. We do it all the time, especially if it's something that we grew up doing. Is that, well, I'll just say this, I'll say that, or people will believe me, because normally I'm trustworthy. So if I lie, they will believe it. We say things like, well, I'll do it later. Or I never break the law, but you speed. Tell this person I'm not home, or I'm not going to be home, or I have something else to do, and really you don't. You will be home. You are available. When you say I don't know, when you really do know. Or you say things like, well, just one more time, or just one more of this. When you know for sure you're going to have more, or you're going to do it again. Or that's the last time I do that. Same idea. We know we're going to do it again. We are prone to lie when we think or feel we are in trouble. If we think we can get out of it with a lie, we will use the lie. While lying can have devastating effects, little white lies don't seem to have major consequences. So these itty-bitty lies we think are okay because, well, I didn't suffer any hurt, so what's the big deal? So why is lying a sin? Well, it's an act of betrayal. Genesis 3, 1-4. Satan lied. Satan wanted to betray God, and his mission accomplished. Lies hurt others. Genesis 37, 32, and 35 will give you a whole idea of what that's about. It can have long-term effects. Genesis 42, 1-4, and 36. You think a lie stays still? No, lies can spread out, and they can get bigger over time. God is truth. And if God is truth, he certainly doesn't want you to lie. That lying is the opposite of who God is, and he doesn't want us to be the opposite of him. He wants us to be like him. Lying destroys your testimony. If you belong to Christ and you go around telling lies, people aren't going to believe you, especially when you tell them about God. Breaks down trust, of course. If you're lying, people do not trust you. So what do we do about it? Oh, first of all, don't lie. Exodus 20:16. We deal honestly with others. Matthew 5:33-37. If we do lie, we quickly correct it. Don't let the lie continue. Don't let the lie spread. Look, I lie. And say it. Don't say, oh, I misspoke, or make up some flimsy excuse. Look, I didn't tell the truth, and I need to tell the truth now. And as I said before, God is truth, and we are to be like him. So take time to find out the areas where you use these little lies. because little things add up, as I said at the very beginning of all these messages. So check yourself. Am I lying in this instance? Do I have the opportunity to lie and say, no, I'm not going to? This has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.